Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Medfield College Film Society. Another year, another dollar. Lucky number 7. It's all coming up sevens. It's season 7. Here we are. Oh, it's Miller time. But first, let me introduce my esteemed colleagues. This meeting will come to order, and I'm going to start with my good brother Michael. For the good of the order, Michael, do you gavel us in, please? How are you doing?
I'll have a 7 and 7. I hereby convene season 7, the big 7. It's exciting. It's Can't believe it.
Hard to fathom, and in fact, over 100 episodes now. We are centenarians, whatever the word is, centaurs. We are centaurs supreme. And, you know, Michael, you are 2 episodes shy, I believe. I think
one.
it's 2. One.
Just the pilot.
One episode shy of us. And a guy who has done one more episode than Michael is Andy Brown. Andy, how you doing?
Hello. Season 7. I can't believe I'm still here.
Yeah, we can't
Really
believe not being able to vote you off the island, but it's never too early to start trying. Again, you're foil in these podcasts. And, you know, we can't do a good meeting without Robert's Rules of Order. We will introduce the founder of our podcast, the visionary, the man, one man's dream, you might say. Robert McSwain, how's it going? How's the process on getting driving Andy Bananas going? How's your project?
I think we're well on our way here, and we'll talk about it more later after we talk about our movie this evening. But it's just this is we're heading into dicey waters here. Is it dicey or choppy waters?
Sure.
And we'll see what happens. But
yeah, Andy,
it's like the crosshairs. I'm afraid
we
all are, really.
I was about to say I'm afraid there may be collateral damage going into this one. Yeah,
it's a 7-year mission to make one man miserable, and
I don't even know what I did. I don't either.
That's what I was going to ask, Andy. What did you do to Robert in college?
I don't know. He was like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds kind of fun." And then I didn't know it was like, I'm going to torture you this entire time.
I mean, to be fair, Andy, I think we've talked about this before, but this has been going on since our 20s, really. I mean, even when we were roommates in college, I took great pleasure in torturing you.
That's true.
I don't know why.
I don't think it's more. I think it's more about myself and why do I keep taking it?
That's a good question.
Question for a licensed professional.
What does that say about
him?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's it say about me?
It says volumes about us all that here we are yet again. And what does it say about you, dear listener? You're still listening to it too. Us reminiscing about our childhoods and torturing Robert's college roommate, who and you know, we're all now a society unto ourselves. But you know, I digress. We got to talk about what we're going to watch. This one's going to be interesting. I may toss to Robert to toss to Michael on this one. Crazy as that may be, Robert, tell us what you're thinking about this episode.
So this grand experiment, it's not just about Andy. So let's be fair here. It's about us watching some bad Disney movies at the end of the day that we all will agree on were bad. So we have our Gus's, our Spaceman in King Arthur's Court, our Boatniks, and we have one which is one of our most popular episodes by the fans is one that we panned, which was Herbie Goes Bananas. And I thought, you know, we watched this one in season 2. So here we are, 6 seasons later. What if we watched it again and find out, have we become desensitized to bad movies? Or do we feel like this is a good movie now? So, and I thought it would be a good barometer to kind of set before we went into our Miller time season. So obviously all of these movies are Ron Miller joints. A lot of them are bad. Let's be honest. We've watched a lot already. So yes, the bigger question is, are we becoming, I guess, like I said, desensitized to the Ron Miller formula? Are we starting to feel like they're good? And there's no better way to figure that out, I thought, than to rewatch one of the classics and see how we feel about it again. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would like to bring in Michael here, and that we on the other. Okay, a couple of things. We have just been rolling in the 80s and 90s this past season with Touchstone Films. It's been a very different thing. But you and I, on our other podcast, have been living in the mid-70s on the Progress City Radio Hour. So this just feels like a turn right into that 70s, even though I believe it was 1980 it came out.
It was, but it does feel 70s.
Yeah, the world of Herbie Goes Bananas to the Walt Disney Company. It's interesting to look back at those annual reports and see them, rolling the dice on Herbie Goes Bananas, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, well, alongside, like, we're building Epcot, and we've signed a deal to build in Tokyo, and we're doing all these different things, and we're making Herbie Goes Bananas. Quite proud.
Yeah, it's going to be a hit, surely.
Yeah.
And Herbie Goes Bananas loomed large in our VHS collection growing up. It even as a child, it just seemed a little different than the other Herbie films.
It was clearly less than because there's no Jim Douglas, which
no, but at least they mentioned
is a blow against it. Which I had forgotten that he was mentioned, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there at least was that, but it was obviously less than the sort of Monte Carlo love bug. Although we probably said this the first time we recorded this, like, we watched this way more than we watched The Love Bug, I feel like, just because we had it taped off of TV.
Yes. We watched all the Herbie sequels
as well,
more
for that
than
same
The Love
reason,
Bug.
I think. Yeah.
It's an interesting backfiring of, again, going back to this period in time pre and the start of home video. Disney would leave their most coveted titles, in the vault, as it were, and you would see the other ones more. So we had the VHS
like anytime
on TV.
They took a new step into, like, TV or video or whatever, the first thing they would show is Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, because they knew it wasn't as good as the other.
Right.
So that was always the first one they put out. They weren't putting out Snow White or Fantasia or whatever.
Right, and that was also, it's like, you wouldn't see 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or Mary Poppins, but once in a blue moon. But then you would see, Herbie Rides Again all the time.
Yes.
Or Herbie Goes Bananas on the Disney Channel, where as it should have been.
Yeah. And we watched, for some reason, we watched over and over again, even though I think we knew, we watched anyway, because, we're kids.
There are things, and I always want to know what else was on the VHS. I wish we had that stuff readily available.
I'm sure it's floating around somewhere.
Yeah. Our collection's somewhere. I was recently in my parents' basement sifting through boxes and found just piles of things that they didn't know. Like, why do they still have this stuff? So if our collection has to be in there somewhere, of VHS Disney Channel recordings.
Well, before we get into this, I want to toss it to Andy. We used to always do this before we all Touchstone kind of threw us off our game. But, Andy had not seen Herbie Goes Bananas before we all watched it the first time.
Correct.
What are some of your memories upon your first, what going into this, what were you thinking about this exercise and about this movie?
I was very hesitant. I remember not liking it when we watched it. I remember thinking that there were certain parts that I kind of liked. And there were certain things. I remember you guys talked about the whole "who took my chicken."
Yes.
You guys talked about that a lot. And so I went into it. I remember with like higher expectations, and I was disappointed.
So it gave you a false sense of security. Then. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
We've done it a lot, I fear.
Yeah.
And I liked the Love Bug. I thought it was very charming and a fun movie, and this one has like certain pieces of it, but I think I still feel the same way about this movie, but we can get more into it later.
All right. Well, I think we should get into it. Robert, you're going to have the helm for this one. This is your baby. So will you take us back south of the border into the world of Herbie Goes Bananas?
We are back. It's like visiting an old friend, isn't it? I mean, here we are. We've been doing the Touchstone thing, and we get the Buena Vista distribution title screen.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, now I love this Buena Vista jingle. Like the sound of this is actually makes me feel good when this comes on.
The quirky little
Yeah.
jingle at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. So nice. So before we dive deep into this, just to let the listener know, this plot reveal is going to be a little different. We're going to be condensed here, since we've all watched this and done this before. I didn't feel like we had a need to go deep into it, so we're going to kind of be brushing through this a lot faster. So you may notice that as we're going through it, and I will take the helm from start to finish. I will do my best. I know that's not maybe my strongest part of this podcast, but we will do what we can here, and so here we go.
I was just to say that, feel free to go back and listen to the other one. If you want more detail, we've got it in spades.
It's
just
like the
go
director's cut. Yeah,
That's right.
So here we are. It's we got Cloris Leachman in the opening credits. Need I say more?
top billing.
Yeah.
Did she really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
Wow.
But again, I mean, I'm sure, Mark, this is the first time I'm loving the credit sequence. It's filling me with optimism.
We're in the tropics. Yes. Yeah, it really makes me want to visit the Mexican Pacific coast. I mean,
Me too.
This is great. We've established our location, and we establish our two main characters, DJ and Pete. They're in Mexico. They're there to pick up Herbie from their uncle, or for their uncle. They quickly get hustled by a local kid named Paco as they set out to retrieve Herbie.
Now, no Herbie theme here.
Nope.
no
yeah.
Herbie theme except in one place.
Well,
Which,
yes. Well, there's a little bit more than that.
which I did not remember, but
I
which
didn't either.
I had no memory of it, but I laughed so hard. So we'll get to that.
But also, I mean, one thing we skipped over that we have to mention every time, Moochie with the associate producer credit.
Associate producer,
He's
Moochie,
moving behind the camera.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
he's taking a seat behind the camera now.
Yeah.
moving up in the world.
So what's Moochie going to do with this young character? I mean, you think he would be right on, he'd probably be around,
Take him
kicking
under
around.
his wing. Yeah,
That's right.
So we establish our villains as Dean Wormer from the Animal House movie, and his host of goons, and they're out looking for Inca treasure.
the guy from Dirty Dozen.
Yeah.
Richard
I remember
Jekyll.
that.
Yeah.
I like the Incan treasure motivation. That's good.
Yeah.
So far,
Yeah,
so
They
good.
established it right out of the gate. So Pete and DJ pick up a distraught Herbie who's in exile after losing Monte Carlo. They steal Herbie from a local mechanic after they realize that the Pacos lifted their wallets. Paco then pickpockets the Inca gold villains, and the wheels for hilarity are now in motion.
I will say that one of the things that made this second tier Herbie for me as a kid, I hate the ones where Herbie's like down and out when it starts off. Like why did Jim Douglas leave Herbie in like a rundown garage in Mexico? That's not right. You can't do that. Come on.
Doesn't
man.
make
I
sense.
think they missed an opportunity to do some little spin-offs there, like made for TV stuff to figure out how Herbie ends up in Mexico. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a story. Yeah. I mean, I like the music so far. The music is excellent.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Very
yeah.
wacky.
Yeah, the
But you know what's not
location
excellent
shots.
is Pete. Pete is a terrible. He's the worst. What is his deal?
Yeah, he's really bad.
Nothing Burger. The guy.
How did that guy get that job? How did he get that role?
What was that role?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty
Well, that-
stiff.
Yeah.
Pete Stanchek.
Was he somebody's like, is he a Nepo baby?
I wondered that too. I was like, oh, who's he related to? Or like, who was trying to promote him or something? Because, yeah, out of 10, your bottom.
So we're doing some location shots here. They're doing a chase sequence as Paco's running from everybody now. Everyone's after Paco because he's been pickpocketing people. So right through the streets there in Mexico.
Taking forever. That's a long scene.
It's
Yeah, it is.
there's a lot of long scenes in this movie.
Yes.
Herbie conceals Paco in his frunk. Pete and DJ hop in just as the villains see Paco. We get a practical effect trademark wheelie as Herbie, goes full wheelie and tears off down the street, and he's in full control now. Herbie's awake and ready to roll.
That's
thought that-
trademarked?
Yeah, he does the wheelie several times.
I thought Vin Diesel did that in Fast and Furious.
Well, Herbie did it first. Let's
So
be
you got
honest.
it from Herbie.
But his torque to whatever ratio is just inconceivable for that.
I would
I thought
love
that it was even more impressive, like watching it now after watching like bad CGI version
I was
of
going
it.
to say that's why I mentioned
Yes.
practical effect.
Yeah, it's so much better. I'm like, well,
Yes.
that's cool. That's a cool trick.
Yeah.
I would love to hear Vin Diesel talking about like the Herbie influence on the Fast and Furious.
Herbie influence.
It was very influential.
Herbie's loaded onto the Sun Princess cruise ship, and we're leaving Porto Vallarta. Was it Vallarta?
Vallarta.
Vallarta, with a nice matte painting effect, and we are off out to sea now.
How many cruise ships accept cars as like
Well, okay.
pack along?
Well, so that's an interesting thing is there's a lot of this ship. I mean, we later see as being used as a giant freight ship as well.
yes.
Yeah, it's it's the Panama Canal. That's where they're heading. I mean,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, but maybe they're running cargo.
Well, I
It's a
wanted
side
to
hustle.
ask, like Robert, you just got off of a cruise. I mean,
did.
how did this compare to your cruise experience? Was it 1-to-1 or I mean,
It
very
was
similar?
exactly like this.
Yeah, I thought it might.
The
And the
captain was
boat,
unhinged.
the boat
and-
looks about the same size too.
The
Right?
Like
boat
some
was the same
stemware.
size. Yeah.
Was anything
funny,
buried
these-
at sea while you were on
these-
your cruise?
Yeah, we had they threw a car off at one point. It wasn't it didn't do anything wrong. It just decided to throw it off. It was just
I actually heard the Mexican Herbie theme peaked out here as well, but I did hear it later. The composite shot of the ship leaving the port is
Yeah.
worth mentioning. That is some pre-Star Wars stuff right there.
yes.
Let me ask a question. So, did Ron Miller, was he involved with the Love Bug and then the second one?
Good question.
I'm not sure. Maybe on some lower level, he may have been. That's a good question.
I was just curious, if he was, why the drop off in quality? I guess.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Well, so I would imagine. I mean, it wasn't. We're off the Bill Walsh train now, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's probably the real reason.
I mean,
or one of the real reasons.
The Love Bug
There's
was a
probably many
project
reasons.
that was actually underway when Walt Disney was alive. And although he didn't live through production or any of that, it was several years after. But like some of his guys were on it, basically. And so I think it was just kind of whatever remnants were left at the studio at this point were putting this together. And it didn't quite scan.
He was producer on Monte Carlo. I'm looking back to see about the other ones.
Who, Miller?
Yeah. He was. What year did good old Rides Again come out?
Well,
77?
No, I think it was.
I thought it was the late 70s, wasn't it?
No, Monte Carlo was.
Monte Carlo was.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so funny how far these run into. Yeah, I don't think he was involved in the other two. So You know, Herbie's not for everybody, and it wasn't for Ron Miller, maybe. But I mean, Monte Carlo is pretty good. I don't know.
I thought so.
It's like why? I don't understand. I thought the inclination to take the racing away, although the racing was always kind of in the firmament in this movie. It's always in the background.
Yeah, they
It's
talk about
mentioned.
it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's never
an
actually
interesting
doing it.
choice.
But I thought that as I was watching, the lack of Jim Douglas and the lack of actual racing kind of hurts it.
Well, you know, it kind of falls in line with my whole problem with Monte Carlo, which is I thought it was supposed to be in Monte Carlo and it's a racing to Monte Carlo.
It's not Herbie in Monte Carlo. It's Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the movie.
So on board, we have Cloris Leachman. We introduced, she's introduced. She has her niece with her, and Harvey Korman is there's the captain, and the mouth popping dude's there. Forgot he was in this movie.
Me
And
too.
see how great that, you know, Michael can share his knowledge, and now we can be like, oh, it's the mouth popping guy, right when we see him, you know?
Yeah, we all know. Yeah. So down in the hold, we talk about this is a famous ship, has a lot of cargo on board.
Statuary. A lot of statuary.
We get the famous "Who Took Out My Chicken" scene. So there's Armando, I believe is his name, sits down. He's got a broiled chicken. He's got an apple. We got a lettuce, tomato, roll, a cup of coffee. He's ready to chow down.
I'm hungry.
Paco steals his chicken, and we get the famous line there. Anybody want to do it for us?
Who took my chicken?
Herbie and Paco are discovered in a very spacious cargo hold, I might add. And they go on a little bit of a chase through the cargo hold.
It's still not funny,
back to the Who Took My Chicken, because I love that first, for some reason, the fact that he has a roll, like a dinner roll, cracks me up.
Of course.
It's just like he's at a Morrison's cafeteria or something.
Yes.
But I love when his chicken goes missing. He checks under the leaf of lettuce to see if it's there.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, his first bite was the lettuce. I thought that was interesting, and also
He cuts it with a knife, doesn't he, as I recall?
yes, cuts the lettuce with a knife. Here's something I never noticed about the chicken scene is how greasy the plate was in the chicken's absence. I mean, it's true.
Yes,
verite.
it is.
Rotisserie chicken.
So it's not a prop chicken. This is
right,
right off the
it's
rotisserie.
That's
Yes.
right.
Melting
Craft
in
service.
the
They grabbed it off
lights.
of craft
Yeah.
service. Yeah.
That's right. I want to bring up something that will really come into focus, if you will, later in the movie. Robert, did you notice another thing I noticed, maybe because I'm doing more pictures now, there's like a lot of soft, out of focus things in this movie, I thought.
You mean like
found
the subject matter, or they're just doing?
Especially like the blue screen. I thought that there were a lot of it was like a little blurry, and I was like,
They
how
might be
does this
doing that to try to
happen?
cover some of the lines and some of the
maybe.
edges that are that kind of sharpen up when you're on a blue screen.
Okay.
So they may have done that intentionally.
Okay.
But
I hope
that's
so.
just my thought.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's why I asked.
All right. So we get our other famous line here. This is a line that's become famous with my children as well. The muncha 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 line, as Armando informs the captain of Herbie's actions with his chicken. Corman, aka Captain Blythe, is none too pleased by the shenanigans. And at a costume party on ship, Pete and DJ are putting the moves on Melissa and Leachman, aka Aunt Louise, pardon me, in an effort to raise money to get Herbie out of the brig. So Herbie's been locked up for his actions by Corman, or Captain Blythe. Herbie springs Paco and ruins the party, humiliating Blythe, who does the reasonable thing and tosses Herbie overboard in one of the most dramatic scenes in Medfield College Film Society history. Herbie is murdered as he cries out with somber music playing. So I want to take a moment. So we've done some dramatic scenes, maybe the most dramatic, Old Yeller.
Yeah.
It's certainly up there. So where does this rank in just drama and just and weird? Like, it's like, where does it rank? Like, where would you put it?
On weird, it's off the chart. I mean, it's insane that they did this, and it is traumatic.
What a choice. And yeah, I mean, this is where you hear that music, right, Michael?
Yes.
It's like
the Herbie theme, and like
a minor Keith Herbie theme, yes.
But the sound of him like crying and watching him go beneath the waves in real life, real time, is like legit disturbing to me. And like, who are the sickos that did this and why?
You know, the way I see it is, you know, you have your scene in Roger Rabbit where the judge picks up the shoe and puts it into the dip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was, you know, very traumatic.
Yes.
I think that's like the top. I think this is a close second.
Yeah. Yeah. And I noticed I never really parsed that they kind of slow it down. It's like a slow-mo fall. So he like sort of slow falls and drowns and just kind of.
It'd be great to see it at full speed.
So in Panama, Paco is met.
But I mean, wait a second.
Okay.
Did they just like drop that? I mean, I guess they just dropped it in the ocean.
That's what I was thinking.
I remember us discussing that in the first episode about, you know, is there a bug on the bottom of the ocean there off the coast of Baja?
Gotta be. You know, they didn't go back and fish that out.
There's no way. That'll be good for the fish. It'll be a reef.
Yeah, a reef. We're building a reef.
Maybe we get Robert Ballard to go find it for us.
So now we're talking. That's what we need. Or we could get Jim Cameron. He could do it.
James Cameron.
We're buds with him now.
So in Panama, Paco is met by the Inca villains, and the chase is on into the Panama Canal, where Herbie is floating through the locks and finds Paco on the banks of the canal. So Herbie survives somehow.
Okay, this movie, one of the features of this movie that I'd never really noticed before is people improbably finding other people in the middle of nowhere in South America.
Yep.
Like, they know where to go to, like, the ship is coming and the bad guys are there. And then Herbie runs into Paco just like in this, like, hunter-gatherer village, or I don't know where he is, just in the middle of nowhere. And that throughout the movie, everybody's like running into each other in the jungle, just left and right.
Okay, yeah. So I want to bring in that is very true, and to that point, and to a later discussion, I want to bring in that. You know, I had to kind of watch this piecemeal because we were catching up, and my kids were around. And at this point, they came in. I mean, they know who Herbie is. We've watched the good Herbie movies, but they've never seen this. And so they're just like, "Hey, why is Herbie in the water?" And I'm like, "Oh, he got dropped off a boat." And they're like, "Okay." And then, you know, something else happens. And they're like, "Oh, what happened with this?" And then, you know, the next day I'm watching another part and they're like, "Why is he in bananas?" And I'm like, "Oh, he just got bananas put on him." And they're like, "Okay." But it's so like kind of psychedelic or something, like the scenario of like the Incan, like there's so many things that like they don't even ask. My kids don't ask questions. They just start getting immersed in like, "Oh, there's an Incan gold thing. Cool. I want to watch this for a second."
It's kind of it's very much like an animation kind of a thing.
Yes, it's like really fantastical. Yes.
Yeah.
What I don't get, what I really, at the end of the day, it's going to be my biggest critique is like the love plot. Like, who are these two complete boring people?
But she takes off her glasses and she's pretty. That's a great trope. You gotta love that.
Anyway,
it's always
we can keep going. I'm just saying it shown a new light on me of like, oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a cartoon, kind of, you know, of like, it's just really episodic and all this ridiculous stuff is happening. And then it's like, okay, we do the gold thing for a little bit and then we go do a bullfight and then we go do something else. This would be a cool thing to do. Let's do that. Let's put them in. Let's get a bunch of bananas and see what happens.
So, sticking with the ridiculous theme here, Herbie comes back to life. I think Paco makes a grave, a riverside grave.
He did make a grave for him, solo grave. Yeah.
And we had the delightful montage of a road trip around Panama with Paco and Herbie. Again, the locations are solid.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got a
they're
song going on.
They're all in
Betcha-
location. It's
Betcha a
crazy.
banana.
The villains locate Paco and Herbie, and they want the microfilm from the wallet that Paco had lifted earlier in the movie. Paco finds Pete and DJ, who are waiting tables in Panama now, and he pickpockets them again. And Captain Blythe, Aunt Louise hop into Herbie, loosely disguised as a taxi. Melissa, DJ, and Pete buy a bus off the street and go off across the countryside with the villains in pursuit. So
hang on a second. You're really skipping some stuff. I mean, this whole friend song, that thing was awful.
Betcha banana manana, you'll have a good friend.
That's our montage, yes.
But because my goodness, that about killed me right there.
That's some Sesame Street gone wrong right there.
So yeah, feel free to fill in any gaps because like I said, I'm brushing over a lot. Like there was a whole scene where a bunch of like tough guys try to rough up Paco, and that I didn't talk about either.
I don't know why they were coming after Herbie with like axes and stuff. I don't know what their like goal was.
I was thinking maybe it was because they thought that it was coming back to life and they just had to go ahead and kill it like a zombie or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
And I don't understand how the bad guys, like the Aztec bad guys, how they found them.
That's the whole thing. Throughout this, everybody's running into everybody, and it makes no sense.
Well, it's just like a small town.
It would have made it like I recently was in Bermuda. It would have made a lot of sense to have them on a small island where they could have, feasibly bumped into each other repeatedly and then been kind of stuck there.
That's true.
But here we are. Central America, which
like Paco's like, I'll go find those guys, and it just finds them at this random like sidewalk cafe. He's like, oh hey guys, what's up? Like, how'd you do that?
Who took my chicken?
Who took your chicken?
So they end up in a bullfight, naturally.
Oh, God.
So going back to what we were talking about, cartoon. This is peak cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, lots of like cars flipping over and just wacky.
But so clearly there's a Disney comedy formula they're using at this era, right?
Mm-hmm.
But part of that formula, I feel like that drives me, if you will, bananas, is that like it's like the gag reel of like, okay, we're gonna have a bullfight, so let's list every single thing that could happen.
Yes,
and do them all in sequence with no. And it just keeps going. Let's have him
on and on,
stand up and out of the cloth top and just keep like standing and rotating around. We have the wheels rotate all around and turn them around, and let's keep showing that. And then the bananas are even worse later. I mean, it's just every single thing.
So Herbie fights the bull. Obviously, Herbie is victorious. Obviously, the scene goes on way too long, as we've pointed out. Like you said, I mean, it's like they sat in the room pitching ideas, and then nobody wanted to take any off the board. They decided let's do all of these ideas.
They put it all.
And
like
Jeff
says, this is like
building.
A trademark of this era, because there's always one like high concept scene that goes on way too long. Just like,
and it doesn't serve the whole. It's like that had nothing to do with anything else that happened.
No. They
could have easily gone around and never done it. So that's another kind of like, okay.
Well, to me, the best part of the bull scene is the end when it's setting up Harvey Korman after that bullfight. And the way he reacts.
That is true.
That's true. Because that's gold. That's fantastic.
Very Barney Fife. I feel.
Yes,
he's definitely channeling Barney Fife, because his ego is like swelling up. You can see it, and
the bow and the Nixon fingers.
Yes,
yes.
So after the bullfight, Herbie and Paco give everyone the slip during the fanfare as the villains are closing in. Blythe and Louise are picked up by Pete and DJ and Melissa. So the groups, again, they keep bumping into each other. The pursuit now includes an airplane, as the villains are chasing them from the air now. I say this because it's important later. The bus gives up the ghost and dies. That they're all riding in. The villains find Herbie from the air and kidnap Paco at a bar and take him off in their plane. Herbie finds
this plane has very good luck finding places to land in the jungle.
That's true. Yeah, it's amazing.
Lots of open fields in the Amazon. So Herbie finds the gang and sets off to get Paco back. The villains seemingly stumble onto the Inca treasure and ditch the kid in the jungle where Herbie is using his Herbie powers and just happens upon Paco right before he's eaten by a jaguar, I guess.
The wildlife Foley here is exceptional. Wow, wow.
It's real Jimmy McDonald moments.
Yeah.
So they decide to save the Inca gold. The group decides to save the Inca gold and escape into Central America disguised as a banana truck now, so that the villains can't see them from the air, I guess.
It's more disguised as like a banana blob.
Yeah, it's like a banana, I guess because that's not conspicuous at all. A Volkswagen shaped banana blob.
Why is that pile of bananas going down the road? Yeah.
I tell you what killed me, it's always like the steering of Herbie is always obnoxious, but the fact that Pete is steering Herbie inside the banana blob where you clearly can't see out, it's like, what? It's just
I think at that point you just put your hands behind your head and just relax and let Herbie drive. So they drop off the gold at the world's foremost authority on Inca civilization, only to have it apprehended by the villains who were waiting.
I liked his office. He had a lot of volumes of important tomes.
And he doesn't really have much to say. He just sort of sits there like, So Herbie tosses bananas at the villains, and as they try to get in their plane with more cartoonish gags. The whole bananas on the ground routine. People are slipping and falling.
It's gross.
As they take off, Herbie bites the tail of the plane, and another scene that goes on forever. It goes back and forth, back.
I got to be honest. I skipped over this part. I couldn't do it again. I just I started like taking apart the plane.
I could do that.
I mean, it was just like the decapitating or detailifying the plane. Post that to after that to when until they got arrested.
I just realized, like watching this, I think probably the reason my opinion of this movie is usually cemented by this scene, because there's a lot in the movie that's not not bad. It's Herbie shenanigans, but man, this banana stuff so bad, and then this decapitation scene. I think that leaves the mark on the movie.
It really does.
This is a stinker.
So they rip the tail off, or Herbie bites the tail off the plane. Pardon me, with his frunk, and they chase the plane around the streets until the gold rolls out, and the police arrive and apprehend the villains. So now here we are back on the cruise ship. Everyone's finding what they were looking for all along. We have what Pete and boring Melissa are in love, and
boring Pete too
for some reason.
And Aunt Louise is trying to put the moves on Captain Blythe, which is a funny scene because she thinks he's coming towards her. I did chuckle at that a little bit.
And then it's like the stock footage of the ship from Treasure Island or something. Yes. I don't know what it is, but it's so good.
Herbie's miraculously cleaned up because we didn't talk about this. He's all rusted up and just looks awful now at the end of the movie. But now he's polished and painted and looks brand new. And Paco is the driver now, not Pete. And they're off to win the race, and we roll credits, and the quickest plot reveal I think we've ever done. So
something interesting I'll note is that he got rusty on the outside, but his interior was always sparkling clean. So
it's pristine.
Just washed off after the Panama Canal. Oh man, still a good one. Still one of the best.
Jeez.
I mean, I guess we should just go back into re-rating this. But
let's re-rate it. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I was going to go through a hot take of is this better or worse than you thought? But should we just go straight to the numbers?
Let's go through a hot take first. Yeah.
Okay. Just up, down versus what you remembered to start. Michael.
It's pretty much, I've seen this so many times that it's hard to surprise me, but I will say that I did realize that it is a sliding scale, and it's better towards the start and worse towards the end.
Definitely.
So that is definitely a factor in how I see it.
So is that
That's about the same.
Okay,
About the
same.
Okay, nothing changed. Okay.
Okay, Andy.
I think it's probably about the same. This is the second time I've seen it, and I still think it's stupid. I think Harvey Korman is the real star of the movie.
Definitely.
I mean, he just steals every scene that he's in. I think Cloris Leachman does her best with what she's given. But those two really are the only thing that save it for me. Dean Wormer is always a good bad guy, but it's just a terrible plot for the bad guys, and how Paco and all that it just drives me crazy. So yeah, I mean, I got done with it, and I just was like, I think it's pretty much the same, which is not bad. Yeah.
Okay, Robert.
I'm going to say that I enjoyed it more this time. I will say that I hadn't seen it in like 20 years when we watched it the first time, season 2, and I hadn't seen it since. So it's been 6 years since I've seen it, and I laughed at more of it this time around. I thought maybe I was hyping myself up to do so, but like Michael said, I laughed more at the beginning, the first act, and then the second and third act. I was really ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
So
I'll agree with what you said. I think I was in the mood for the first half of this movie, and then I got way out of the mood. All right, well let's re-rate this thing, I suppose. Let's do a plot and writing. I'll just throw it back to you, Robert. Oh yes, we can't forget, we're not using our rating system anymore. We got to figure out what we're gonna do here. We got to get our rubric back, Robert. What are we doing?
So I went with Burials at Sea. I thought that was because I mean, I was watching this again. My jaw was on the ground again watching that scene, going, how did they just who thought this was a good idea? So,
all right, 1 to 5 Burials at Sea. Robert, what do you give the plot and writing of Herbie Goes Bananas?
Well, like I said, I kind of broke it up into 2 parts. Like if I was to rate the first act, I would have given it maybe a 3. But the rest of the second and third act, I would give it a 1. So I'm actually going to drag it down to it's going to drag it up to a 2 for me.
Okay. And Michael?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like overall, like the concept, there's some cool stuff in there, like the ink and gold and the this and the that could be kind of interesting, but it's just so lazy. And there are moments of like weirdness with the captain that's kind of fun, but super weird. Just because Harvey Korman just sells it, like he's all in on it, but I will talk about that in a minute. But yeah, just kind of lazy. Just everybody runs into each other, and then stuff happens again and again and again. So yeah, 2 for me.
I'll agree with the 2. Better than I thought, because I think the conceit is kind of interesting, but there's too many it's like again, seeing it through the eyes of my kids, I'm like, okay, I can see how it doesn't matter to the course of the movie that they're going across many countries, and they logic could go out the window. But then if you're doing that, then don't work on a love plot line, or don't do adult stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it in kid world, keep it silly and completely fantastical and really evil villains, and do that whole thing. But they instead try to hit these marks with adult humor that just do not work, or trying to be grown up. It's just silly. So 2. Andy?
I'm gonna give it a 1. I think there's not enough for me to pull it up to anything good. I mean, you're right. There are a couple of good lines. I think most of it's Harvey Korman, and he's like, "At ease, woman," and then I thought that was great, and and of course, him seeing the ship and being attracted to that. But I think you're spot on with the keeping it in the kids world. In fact, if this had been an animated movie, I think, and kept everything the exact same, I probably would have given it a higher score. But the way it is, it's a 1 for me.
All right. I'm going to stick with you, Andy. And you're talking about some acting and casting here. So how would you rate that?
Again, it's Harvey Korman and Cloris Leachman. They're the stars of it, but they're, as much as I love those two, they're not able to pull it up into a positive area for me. So I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay. Robert?
Yeah, I'm with Andy on that one. It's a 2 for me. Again, Harvey Korman is saving it from being a 1.
I'll agree with that. I wanted to give this a 1 actually, but I'll give it a 2 because he was really good, and I thought Cloris Leachman was funny, but I thought Paco was bad. I thought he was bad. He looked like he did not belong. It just looked like a kid that had been given too big of a role. I
think that was his first movie. I don't think he did anything after that.
It seemed like it, man. It's just like his reads and his like his crying was so bad.
Yeah.
All of that stuff was just distracting. And and I've said that, the other people just so boring, and that's some writing. It's not fair to them, but here I am. So I'll give it a 2. Michael?
Yeah, I'll give it a 2 as well. I agree. Those couple of bright points. I mean, I object in general to centering the movie on a scamp kid, and then he's at the end. He's the guy who's going to drive her because he just gets it. Gets so much more out of him. I'm like, no, this stupid kid's not going to go race a car. Come on,
get his car flipped.
That was dumb. Him making him the driver. You said that was a 2, Michael?
Yeah, that's a 2. And it just like the lead, Pete and Melissa have no chemistry at all.
None.
Yeah.
In fact, they seem like they hate each other.
Yes,
What's
most
so
of the
funny
time they
is,
do. And then at the end, they for some reason like each other.
They do the glasses gag, but it doesn't the glasses gag we all know is completely ridiculous, but it doesn't there's no metamorphosis.
No, she's still snippy and weird. Yeah.
Yeah. You take the glasses off, she's still pretty boring.
Yeah. All right. We are to production value, Michael. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'll give it I guess I'll hold it to a 3, but I mean, they clearly spent money on this. I mean, we already mentioned went on location. I know the first time we watched this, that was a big factor in its favor, was that after so many movies that were clearly on the back lot or through special effects, they actually went out and, went to the places and filmed this. So putting a little bit of money into it, and the practical car effects are always nice when you see those. So yeah, I'll give it a 3.
Okay. Andy, what about you?
I agree. I think being on location definitely helps. I mean, I think the movie could be, as bad as the movie is, it could be worse. And I
Definitely.
think little things like just being on location, kind of it lifts it up a little bit. So, I'm the practical effects, of course, fantastic. So, I'm giving it a 3 as well.
I'll agree with that. And I thought that not only was it great that it was on location, but it gave this movie such an identity and an aesthetic that would not have been done without it. And for that reason, it makes this movie charming in and of itself, just because of the backdrop, or when they're chasing after Paco and going through these really cool, real places where people live. It's really, I mean, what else other movies do that are family movies? It's just kind of rare. And I wish, it's I just wish you said it could be a lot worse, and I agree with that, but I think it could be so much better if you take away some of the action and just put in more slice of life stuff, and make the kid a little better and have more kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
if he's better. So
And
anyway,
and also like bring back that Herbie theme. I mean, it's okay to do the Latin American influence
Right.
of it. I mean, that'd be a nice kind of take on the song, but the main Love Bug theme is, I mean, that's an iconic theme.
and so
yeah,
always
it's weird
so-
to not have it. Agreed.
it's a
Yeah.
permanent note on our on all of us. We all agree on that. I was also say I thought the score was good though. I mean, I enjoyed the score enough. I didn't like the song like you said, but the score was
song's
okay.
awful.
I will also say, Jeff, regard to your note about like filming on location, giving it a feel that, and I think that goes to like all the extras and everything, like all the people they had playing like cops and stuff.
right.
Like the bus driver guy. I mean, you could tell they were local talent. And it really does give it a different feel than if they were in LA shooting it and just hiring random, Hispanic actors to come in and play it,
Mhm.
Really distinctive. Yeah. What about you, Robert?
3 for me. And I would want to ask the question, movies that feature the Panama Canal, how high up is this movie? Because I mean, they were in the lock. I mean, it was
Yes,
not a
they
set.
were.
They
That's right.
shot inside the Panama locks. I mean,
like
that's
how much like effort did they have to go to make that happen? Like that would have been a big hassle.
Well,
that's
they knew
a-
it. They
because, I
knew
mean,
a
they were-
guy. They knew a guy who used to run it. So
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Because they'd have to shut the lock down for probably the whole day to get that shot. They would not have been an easy shot to get. To drag a car through the lock, but yeah, I mean, it's the location stuff was phenomenal, and I could see why they were excited about it in the reports, because I mean they go out on location and shoot across Central America with a franchise that was successful. Too bad it didn't pan out, but yeah, it's a 3.
I wondered if the mechanism that was holding Herbie up when he was drowning was the same one that held the monster head in Return to Mayberry. Did you wonder that, Michael?
Could be.
Just sitting around. Anyway, entertainment value we're at. And I want to throw it to Robert, who brought us this experiment. How many burials at sea do you give this?
So this is interesting because I went back and looked. I rated this before, and I just happened to glance it back at mine. But I went with a 2 for this one, and I'll talk more about what I rated, what everyone else rated it in season 2. But I gave it a 2, and mainly because I had to shoulder the entire plot. So I had to sit here and really watch this movie with it, and try to condense this plot down. But again, if the first act, I enjoyed it. I was laughing. I was into it. And as soon as they left Panama, it went downhill really fast.
I'm going to agree with you, sadly, because I started out watching this, and like I said, I was in such a mood to go back to Buena Vista and all the old stuff, and I was like, all right, well, this is just going to be a 4, whatever, great. It's ridiculous and terrible, but I love it, which is true, but you cannot forgive the freaking banana scene. It's just so bad. It just really erases points off the board for me. And yeah, it's just like some of the things they do just really just make the movie completely ridiculous, unnecessary, and just where was the editing? Where was it? So yeah, I agree. 2 for me. And Michael?
Yeah, it's going to be a 2 for me too. I too felt more optimistic going in, but by the time you get to the end and it's, you have these actors who are they're actors who have been in stuff, all 3 of those guys, and like wallowing around in mushed up bananas while they spray them with like more mushed up banana. And it's just like, what is happening here? Yeah, it loses a lot of goodwill as it goes along. So it takes it down to a 2 for sure.
Yeah, I would say I've not seen. I'll be interested to see what I voted before because I did not look. Andy, did you look at what you did before?
I've not looked, and I'm really. I have a feeling that I may be giving this a higher number than I originally gave it. I'm going to give it a 2 as well because I always think Spaceman and King Arthur's Court. I mean, I was absolutely miserable during that movie.
Yes,
and
terrible.
As much as I don't really like this movie, I was not just completely miserable. There's just enough to keep me from like doing something terrible to myself. So I'm going to give it a 2. But I have a feeling that when we did this the first time, and I had not got to King Arthur, Spaceman King Arthur's Court, I may have given it a 1. So I don't know.
Yeah, so far that's the bottom. I can't imagine it getting much lower than that.
I don't think we'll ever get below that.
We shall see.
So let's.
So Michael's seen some of the movies that we're getting ready to watch this season.
That's true. All
this
right,
makes my stomach hurt thinking about that.
Let's bring back, dust it off downstairs in the basement. The computer that wore tennis shoes. Bring it back up here. Turn it on. See what we have re-rated this, and then I want to know, some facts and figures. Robert, what did we give it tonight?
This is fascinating, guys. This is really interesting stuff here. So we gave this a 2.19 burials at sea, which ties it with Herbie Fully Loaded Coal Trickles. Putting it at 59 out of 67. The original rating we gave it was a 1.44. So it jumped up quite a bit.
So your thesis was proved.
Yes. We have become desensitized.
Yeah, that's right.
And like I said, I rated it beforehand because I wanted to kind of gauge it while we were going. We went straight 1s down the plot and casting and acting when we did this the first time. None of us gave it anything above a 1. But of course, that's before we had watched Spaceman at King Arthur's Court. Straight 1s on plot and writing in season 2, straight 1s in casting and acting, and then our production values were 2, 2, 2, 3.
So a little bit lower than
yeah, and then our entertainment values were lower. So we thought the plot and writing was stronger this time around. Is the interesting part.
What does that say to you, Andy? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I'm sitting here looking at the scores. I'm kind of embarrassed. I mean, if you look at the way if you added, tallied up my score, it would come out to be a 2.0.
Yeah, you came out with 2.0, and then in season 2, 1.25. Yes.
Yeah, and so I mean that's a pretty significant jump. I mean, I'm glad I didn't go up into 2.5 or 3, but still, you're right. I've kind of come around a little bit on this stuff. But I guess simply because I just know that there's worse out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I was just a young buck, ignorant and, doe-eyed.
It's true.
You had no idea what the world held in store for you.
Yeah. And now I'm a veteran.
Oh my goodness.
So again, the season, as we start, I went with a no-brainer, going with Ron Miller joints. I thought it was fitting after the Touchstone stuff. The Ron Miller joints have been good to us, at least from a listenership standpoint. The listeners enjoy it. We watch Ron Miller movies, so I thought we should go back. And most of us seem to like it, but as Michael pointed out, there are some real stinkers on the horizon, though, that may challenge some of our worst movies so far. I will tease it by saying that one of the stinkers was highly requested by the fans, and I have not seen it. I know Michael has seen it. Yeah. I'm not sure about the rest of you. I know Andy
love
has
that it was
seen
requested. That's hilarious to me.
It was requested, I think, 4 or 5 times by different people. All said that they wanted us to talk about it.
Masochistic people.
So yeah,
they don't have to watch it.
So, but there could be some hidden gems in there. We have some stuff that I grew up watching that I've rewatched and have been like, this is some fascinating stuff that was made by Disney that they would never make today.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting your takes on those movies. Again, like I said, all of them Ron Miller movies. They were taking some risks back then that for better or worse, they were trying some things. So
Very true. Very true.
Reaching out.
and we're going to end this season with the nuclear option, which we're going to keep secret from Andy. Andy does not know what the nuclear option is. We all do. The question is, will it break Andy? I think the consensus now is it may not. Andy may actually enjoy it to a certain extent, or he may just completely just leave the podcast after that one.
Or maybe the nuclear option comes for all of us before we even get to that.
There's a chance that we may all hit the eject button after.
Could be.
But again, like I said, the Herbie Goes Bananas was an opportunity to look at one of our lowest rated movies and kind of gauge it and see how we felt about it now after watching some real stinkers. So, but I'm excited to get into this season and get it underway. Or like I said, we're going to kick it off with a Medfield College classic. We're going back to Medfield College, guys, for our first official movie. We're going to go back to campus with Dexter Riley and his friends in the comedy classic Now You See Him, Now You Don't. So let's go around. Who has seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Is that the one with Woody Harrelson and the kid from the Social Network?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. No, I have not seen this one. So the only Dexter Riley I saw was the computer wore tennis shoes.
It's almost exactly the same.
Cool. I liked that one. I think. I don't remember.
They're always a good time.
Should be good. Some Disney studio footage,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that wraps us up. We're fully in season 7 here. Robert, if somebody wanted to get in touch with us and give us some notes real quick before we, that we get into this whole new season, what would they, where would they find us?
Well, I'm going to issue a challenge to the listeners. I was visiting with a fan of the podcast the other day, and her Erin T. I will protect her anonymity. Erin was asking about the season, and I was kind of giving her some previews and kind of gauging her feeling on some of it. And I did tell her that we were going to be doing the nuclear option, and she said, and we were doing all Ron Miller movies, and Erin guessed it immediately. She knew exactly what movie we were going to do, what the nuclear option was. So my challenge to you, listener, is email us at info@medfieldfilm.com. I'm talking to you, Casey Murphy. You are always emailing us, and we appreciate it. We may not always respond, but we do appreciate your emails. Just tell me if you can guess which movie it is. What knowing what Andy hates, what Ron Miller movie could it possibly be? Like I said, Erin T guessed it immediately. She knew exactly what it was. So if you want to try to guess it, reach out to us at info@medfieldfilm or find us on social media at Medfield Film.
Well, what if we made it interesting and had the people who guess it correctly could pick a movie for us to do?
That's a great budget. Yes, if you guess it correctly, then we'll let you pick next season. We will guarantee one of your movies in next season. Great idea, Jeff. Thank you.
Make it interesting. Well, we're sitting here looking back at how we did things, and again, it's a time to look back and think about, well, we're 7 seasons in, and but by the grace of our fine sponsor, Todd Naprick, Bind and Graphics. Guys, think about all the episodes, all the little graphics. There's a lot of favorites. I think all the old Herbie ones were quite lovely. I love his flair for capturing our essence. Do you all feel like he captures our essence very well?
Oh, yes. A brand essence to be proud of.
What do you think about Todd's work, Andy?
It's fine.
Now, Andy.
Todd does an amazing job. He really does, and I'm very grateful for the work that he does for us.
You know
And
how we feel about our fans.
He better be
sponsors.
grateful for the amount of work we do for him too, Todd.
Well, that's true. So, I think he has done a great job representing us, but have we done a good job representing him? Let's check the tape. The last time we talked about Herbie Goes Bananas and see what we said about Todd. I think it went in something a little like this.
So, shifting gears here. Do you watch YouTube? Well, of course you do. Who doesn't watch YouTube? I was having a discussion today about making videos with a coworker and how it seems everyone makes videos now, but not everyone is good at it. Just like everyone's video talents are not equal, neither are the graphic designers who create the title cards for all these YouTube videos. So don't do it yourself and don't hire some hack to do it for you. Go get a professional. Someone who knows how to make you look good. Get Todd Naprick. He's over at bindandgraphics.com. That's BYDAND graphics.com. Todd is going to separate you from the pack, from the bad graphics to the good graphics, because Todd knows how to make you look good. Call Todd, people. Do it. Get him working for you, making graphics.
I think it's interesting because we didn't even have the call line at 1-800-BIND.
It was before he got the phone installed.
Yeah, before he got the phone, yes.
I mean, how did anyone ever find him?
That's a good question. Well, you always go to bindandgraphics.com. That's BYDAND graphics.com. Todd still makes you look good. Guys, felt a little dry to me. What do you think compared to where we're at?
We've definitely gone high concept since. For sure.
Definitely. Especially when Michael writes them, that they really go through the roof.
Yeah, that's right. So should we keep doing that in this next season? Or do you all just want to hear us talk about how great Todd is? Either way, I think we're going to stay weird or elaborate, perhaps.
Elaborate, yes.
Stay weird, pony boy.
Todd, we thank you. We wish you were here on the stage as we bid everybody good night. Where is Todd these days, Robert? Why can't he be on our podcast every episode?
He's a busy man. I'll have to reach out to him and find out.
He's too busy grinding.
Is Todd even real?
That was the question. Wasn't that didn't someone pitch that idea on?
I think that's true.
On Discord.
Yes, that's right. That he was a fictional construct. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
The great and all-powerful Todd. All right, well, check out Todd's stuff. Please let us hear, and we look forward to joining you soon for Now You See Him, Now You Don't. So long, everybody.
Proud are we of mighty Medfield, alma mater dear. All your sons and daughters hail to thee, Medfield College of Technology. And while we hold your banner high, rock, rock, we shout your praises to the sky, rock, rock, for proud are we of mighty Medfield.